Hello and good evening to my weekly 10 show. 3 steps to fulfillment I'm going to be talking about tonight. And, you know, it's been a hot week, isn't it? I mean, very hot. Some people love it, some people don't, but like Marmite, some people love the heat, some don't. Personally, I love it. And even though it's a bit horrible, muggy now, I wish we had that weather every single day. And, so we could actually enjoy. I know it's hard to work in that sort of weather. Believe me, I know about that, being working from this place. As you can see, I'm sweating, but I still would love it to be like that all of the time. So, what I want to talk about tonight is what we really want from life. Okay, so, many of us confuse our performance goals with our core goals. In other words, we believe what we are looking for is the outcome itself. So therefore it could be, being rich, getting a good job, falling in love with your ideal person. All of these different sort of scenarios that we conjure up in our minds, where we believe that were we to achieve these things, they will give us everything we were looking for in life. So we create these distant images, visions of where we think we want to be or should be or can be, or maybe we can't be, and that's what we aim for. We aim for these goals in the distance that, think if once we've achieved that, then everything's fine, everything's perfect in life. So we're focused on achieving something in the distance, but what we're looking for really, in fact, is the core goal. Now, I'm going to explain this. The feeling behind the outcome. So what happens when you achieve that outcome of whatever it may be, a new job, a new relationship, or whatever it is that you're focused on? What happens? What do you feel? You have a feeling of satisfaction, of accomplishment, peace, triumph, joy, passion, purpose, happiness. It could be anything. But I mean, this is what we achieve when we achieve our goals. The feeling, the emotion behind it. So essentially that's what we're looking for. It's nice to have that money or that relationship or anything like that, but ultimately it's the emotion behind achieving that we're actually searching for. The feeling of contentment, of, security, happiness, not having to worry about things. We focus on those things and tell ourselves that will present us with that opportunity to feel the way we want to feel. So, for example, if you wanted a promotion at work and you've achieved that, you've gone to work, you've worked hard, and you've achieved the promotion that you're looking for, you're probably going to have a deep sense of satisfaction or accomplishment as a result. Anything and everything we want requires mastery of the mind. So the core goal of what you're looking for requires us to have mastery of the mind in order to create that. So when we know what our core goal is and what we want, and we recognize that it's not necessarily the performance goal that we're looking to achieve, however, the core goal underneath that, we can then create the mindset to do so and create the core goal now, instead of some distant future where we're hoping that one day we're going to feel that way, and spend our whole lives wishing things would change, and why is life so hard because I can't live the life that I want to feel or experience. The truth of the matter is you can, and it's just that we don't believe that we can because we're focusing on the wrong things. So you can change the emotion that you call home by shifting one of these 3 steps that I'm going to talk about, 3 decisions that are controlling the quality of our lives, literally constantly in every given moment of our lives. So if you follow these 3 steps here, which I'm going to go through now, you can literally create total fulfillment now, in the moment, right now, this second. You don't have to wait to achieve some distant goal. You don't have to wait to be a millionaire. You don't have to wait to be in love with the person you're passionately in love with. You don't have to wait to be on some island somewhere with a yacht in the south of France. You don't have to wait for all of that. You can create it now and live your life like that, because this is the only life we have. I mean, so why wait to create these feelings when you can do it now? You know, you're not going to get to 80 and wait and say, right, you know, now's the time for me to start living my life. It's ridiculous when you think about it. So I'm going to go through these 3 steps. So the first thing is, I want you to consider, what are you focusing on? What am I going to focus on? Because what we focus on at any given moment, at any given time, we feel. And therefore, we don't experience life as it is in the moment, because we're only ever focused on one tiny, small, tinsy, linsy, wincy piece of life. That's, in the whole scheme of things, pretty irrelevant. So, but we do. We focus on one tiny thing. And that creates the emotion that we're currently feeling at any given moment, because we're focusing on whatever that may be from one perspective, one view, and we're only seeing it in a perspective that, you know, holds us back, keeps us in a place where we don't really want to be. So what does this mean? This is the second step. So the meaning we attribute to something is dictating the emotion that we're feeling at any given moment. It's the emotions and experiences that we have. So by attributing meaning to any particular thing that you're focused on, the emotion I'm talking about here, so the emotion behind it, you're creating that emotion by what you're telling yourself about that situation. So you're focusing on whatever the situation, the feeling behind that you're creating by what you're telling yourself about that situation at that moment, in that moment. And that obviously creates, and if you're you know, focusing on something as a problem, then you'll probably be feeling things like frustration or, you know, tiredness, stress, you know, self-pity, all of these draining sort of things. So they don't move us forward. They don't help us feel totally fulfilled if we're feeling that way. And just like we can create those emotions, just like we can create feelings of satisfaction or of frustration, we can create feelings of satisfaction and things like that. So it goes both ways. So your emotions are created by the meaning that you're assigning any particular event, any particular situation or occurrence or whatever it is that you may be going through. So we assign that. We decide whether it's good or bad, right or wrong. You know, is it so we judge it, and we judge it through the prism or the lens of beliefs, limiting beliefs, and things like fears and anxieties and worries and things like that. So we only see it from one perspective. Like I said, what we focus on is something very small, from a very small perspective, because we're only looking at it from one perspective, which is not a very big one. And that means that we're assigning an emotion to that experience, which is not necessarily what we really want to be experiencing or feeling and using to move us forward in any area of our lives. So, you know, like I said, the emotions are created by the meaning we give anything. So change the meaning, give it a different meaning, see it in a different way, reframe the situation, see it from a different perspective, and then you can reframe the way you see it, therefore assign an emotion that's actually more in line with where you want to be feeling and what you want to be experiencing. So you might want to ask yourself, what else could be going on here? What else, you know, can I tell myself about this situation that will make me or help me feel a more productive way? For instance, you know, passion, excitement, or whatever it may be. You can create those emotions by changing what you're telling yourself about the situation. So that's why it's so important to, firstly, you know, be clear about what you're focusing on and the meaning you're attributing to that. So and then, you know, instead of only choosing that emotion, you can choose any emotion that you want. So, like I just said at the start, you can choose to feel fulfilled at any given moment. You just got to learn to create the belief and the perspective behind the emotion so that you can create the emotion. And if you can do that, you can create any emotion you want at any given moment you want. And what are you going to do? The concepts that people call self-esteem is one of the things that stops us moving forward in life and doing things that we really want in life. And it's nothing more than a feeling we earn for ourselves when we decide to actually take control, stop overthinking things, stop procrastinating about everything. It's that feeling that when we decide to take action. And this is key as well, because this is the third step, when you take action, you create self-esteem in the moment. So if you're struggling with that, take action. Stop procrastinating, stop overthinking, stop talking yourself out of making decisions and avoiding such situations, and take action. And make sure it's not just taking action, it's doing the things that are hard, that are difficult, that are challenging, taking yourself out of your comfort zone. That's what creates self-esteem, pushing yourself forward. And then those little wins that you achieve as you go along reinforce your new way of thinking, your new mindset, and that creates confidence. And then from feeling without any sort of self-esteem, you can create that instantly. And again, that lends itself also to the creating total fulfillment in the moment. So if we just change any one of these three decisions that I've just gone through, and I'm going to leave them in the box as well after as well, so you can check them all out again, much less than all three, we can completely change the level of enjoyment and fulfillment we feel in our lives right now, but we have to follow those, and we have to become much more aware of what our thinking process is in order to do this. Otherwise, we'll just be driven along in our subconscious, never really choosing our life at all, because it's been chosen for us without our control. So if you want to learn how to start creating a life in the moment for yourself, which actually works for you, then give me a call. And if you're tired of procrastinating and overthinking everything, take action. Move forward, give me a call, and I can help you move forward and work one-to-one with me, and we start working towards where you really want to be in life and creating that feeling of, or emotion of, total fulfillment. So that's all I'm going to talk about tonight. It's a bit weird. I think with all of this changing, the what do you call it? The Wi-Fi is all up and down because it keeps stalling and stopping and everything else. But anyway, I hope that's helped some people. If anyone's interested in finding out more about this and how I can help you, do get in touch. All right. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.